We own the night. I think Leon and I are going to do a ghetto version of it called We Lease the Night.
We stole the night.
We got the night on layaway.
Yeah. Can we put the night in layaway? How much night can I get for $5?
Hey, buddy. You looking for some night?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't understand what that phrase had to do with this movie whatsoever.
Well, there's a sequence right in the beginning of it where they're showing this montage of old police photos, right? And in one of the last one, there's a close-up of a patch that's like something about New York City police, and it says, "We own the night," like they're all tough, which would be great if the cops in here were actually tough. But unfortunately, there are a bunch of Keystone Cop fucking shit up left and right, motherfuckers.
Boy, you ain't lied about that. These are the most suck ass cops I've ever seen. But let me just say what the movie's about. Now, what you have here, you have the way the movie's pitched is that you have two brothers, and they make one look like he's one brother is on the side of right. He's the cop. He's the good boy. And then in the commercials, we are led to believe that Joaquin Phoenix is a gangster, just gone against everything his family's against, and he's working the underworld, and that's not really what's going on here.
It's pretty much like you were in college.
He's like a regular dude living a good New York lifestyle. You know, he's running a club. Yeah, he does a little blow every now and then, but he ain't hurt nobody. He's got a fine ass Puerto Rican girlfriend.
Boy.
Let's not forget, Eva Mendes. Movie starts out strong. One of the first things we see is her tit.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, oh, this is a good
yeah,
movie.
Yeah, it's her masturbating and yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah,
they know how to get you right at the beginning. Now the thing is that yeah, you're right. Joaquin Phoenix, he's not really a bad guy. He's just he's working a club that happens to be a laundering ground for Russian mobsters. So he's kind of pulled into it because he's real close with one of them. They want to bring him into the business. They see Joaquin Phoenix as a son, and of course that's a little difficult, being that his brother and his father, played by Robert Duvall, are both police officers.
We'll also mention his brother is Marky Mark.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
When will
I'm sorry.
he ever
yeah.
get past that?
No,
We ain't never letting him off for that.
No, in fact, I don't even call him Marky Mark. I call him Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say that whole name.
He doesn't get to lose that until LL Cool J stops going by LL.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But now I'm watching this movie, and the whole time I'm thinking, okay, where this is going to deviate away from everything that I've kind of seen before,
And it doesn't.
and it really doesn't.
No, this is really. Here's the thing. Joaquin Phoenix took this script because he's like, wow, I'm pretty much the main character in this movie. I'm like in almost every shot, and I get to like be real histrionic in some scenes. I get to be real tough in others. This could be my year. This is my year for my award, and it's a good point because he does a great job.
Yeah.
He really acts his ass off in
Yeah,
this movie.
he does better than anybody else in this movie except for maybe Robert Duvall,
who's
I think.
barely in it though.
Yeah,
admittedly.
exactly.
But
yeah,
it's
Joaquin Phoenix owns the night.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix does own the night because he's really, outside of one kind of neat action scene in here, he's really the only thing worth going to see this movie.
Dude, you
for.
say one kind of neat action scene.
It's
I thought it was a fucking awesome action scene. I've never seen a car chase quite like that had me on the edge of my seat.
Man, I'm so glad you said that because I was saying to myself when I was watching this movie, I was saying, this is like one of the best car chases I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I was like, but everybody's going to look at me like I'm going a little bit overboard if I say that.
No, because the thing about it is it's different. It's not like any chase I've seen before. They add elements with the rain and the fact that, like, you don't have to just worry about the main character. You have to worry about the people in the other car because it's family. And you can't really tell what's going on. And just the way it was shot in such a way, it really puts you in there. And it's just danger all around.
Okay, I agree with you. It was shot really well because it's this chase scene in like just pouring, barely can see anything rain, right? We've never seen that before.
Yeah.
But the main thing that makes it work is Joaquin Phoenix, once again, because he makes it feel real. He is flipping the fuck out in the car. He's like,
Yeah,
and
no,
that's what
normally,
you'd
you know,
be doing.
you got somebody in the car, they're like, step on it, Mac, and they're like shooting back and
That's
everything.
true.
No, Joaquin Phoenix, he was hiding in the trunk. By the time
He's no Steve McQueen. That's
Hell
all
no,
we're
he was
saying.
like, fuck this. In fact, I think his girlfriend was in the car with Eva Mendes. He was like, get down, baby, I can't defend you. He's like, he was already on the floor. But you know, the other thing that made that car chase work is that it was short. I mean, you know,
That's true.
They didn't go like this, make this long, dragged out car chase. It's like they got in the middle of traffic and they hit something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, it wasn't a car chase so much as a traffic accident.
But it was real. It was like
Yeah.
you go because you get in a car chase where you try to go in the head-on traffic. You know, you got those movies where it's like Frogger. They're making it. You know, they can. It's like Tetris or something. They can just drive through every car. It's like no, if you go in the head-on traffic, you're gonna last 5 seconds.
Yeah, you're not going to last long at all.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that made me laugh, though, about this is, all right, so there's a guy, Joaquin Phoenix, is being protected supposedly by all these cops, right? They're transporting him to this other place. And one car manages to get in there and take out all these other cops. One car, one bad guy with like what looks like a Daisy BB gun sticking out of the back of it takes out all these other cars. Like, yeah, great job, guys. You have a crack police team.
Well, see, that's what cracks me up is that you guys are like bagging on these cops like, oh, they're so incompetent. And that's because you're trained. You in your head, you watch the cops on TV. You watch Columbo and T.J. Hooker, and you're like, man, the cops are badass and they know what to do. These cops in this movie, as Keystone-ish as they are, these are typical cops. These are regular meathead guys who sort of have a plan, and you think they got all this shit together, and they really don't.
See, I don't think that. I thought that they were a little bit more of a screw up than the average cops. I mean, Robert Duvall, he's like, well, he's the police chief, right?
Right.
And he should know better. He's out. I ain't gonna say what he's screaming, but he's out just pretty much screaming all the kind of important information that the villain is over there. He's like, the villain is taking notes where Robert Duvall is screaming.
Hey, that's my son, and he lives just right around the corner on 12.
Scoot back a little bit while
Okay.
you're yelling. Yeah.
Hey, that's my son, and he lives right around the corner at 1201 North Avenue.
I gotta hand it to Leon though. He's right. This is like more like typical cops. Bike cops maybe and meter maids, but you know when you're involved with trying to take down a massive Russian mobster cocaine syndicate, I'm pretty sure the FBI gets involved usually, and they don't send like 8 cops to the big bust.
Well, it is funny because they take it on like almost a Russian army.
Yeah.
And they got like 6 guys
Standing there
with shotguns.
And the other thing is that it's like they captured this guy that they were trying to get for so long. And this motherfucker goes to the bathroom and gets out through the window and stuff.
He's like, "Oh man, I'm not supposed to be here. I swear, it's not me. See, I got this note here. It says I'm not supposed to be here." Well, he's right. It does say he's not
He
supposed
does
to be
escape
here.
like 3 times in the movie.
Yeah, it's like, and it's almost like it turns into a cartoon at that point because it's like the movie's filmed kind of real, but you always see cartoons and comic books where they're like, oh, the villain got away, you know. That's what they were like. Oh, he went to the bathroom and he's gone now. Oh, you know, it's like, I'm like, damn, these cops suck, man.
Well, I do like the point that at one point during one of his escapes, and they tell Joaquin Phoenix, he just almost starts crying on the bed. He's like, I'm fucked.
Yeah, he's
and
like,
you're like, you watching, you're like, yeah, dude, you kind of are.
Yeah,
What the
these
hell were
dudes are
you
watching-
thinking? You
Yeah.
should have just stayed the fuck out of the whole thing.
And
see,
the
okay,
dude, and wait a minute, the dude they're trying to catch is a 50-year-old guy with a ponytail.
I know.
You know, come on, y'all can't catch this dude.
I mean, the thing was, they should have arrested him just on general principle.
Yeah.
It's like, man, ponytails are so 1992. Come
yeah,
on.
but this was in 1988. It took place.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess he was ahead of his time.
You notice it was 1988 and all they played was disco music the whole time?
That's what they kept playing Blondie, and then they had like a Boy George lookalike in the background. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all just lumping everything from the 80s together, you know?
Right? Of course, it's like a big. It's a Russian like hangout nightclub in New York City. So I guess I can kind of see they're a little behind the times. They just got here.
But they had some black people in
Have
there.
you seen the Saturday Night Fever? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
I know. There were some wild and crazy guys.
yeah,
in the
exactly.
background.
You know, hey, you know, but I'm just saying, you know, they had some black people in the club. You know, black people would have come in and been like, man, y'all need to change this shit right here. You know? But it's now the movie itself, it is a good movie. I did like it. You're right. Joaquin Phoenix gives a great performance. Everybody in the movie's good. And the movie's actually filmed pretty good. I mean, it takes place in the 80s, but it feels very much like a 70s film. Like I said, the biggest problem I had with it was the script and probably a little bit of the pacing of the movie. But you know what? Not only was that car chase good, but that action scene was good where, I don't want to ruin it, but they did have a very tense shootout in the movie, in the middle of the movie. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it didn't really work for me. The only thing that elevates this beyond almost made for TV cop thriller is the performance of Joaquin Phoenix. Even the points where they were trying to show us really cool cinematography were so wedged in there. It was just like, it just kind of took me out of the movie. This is a matinee only because of how good Joaquin Phoenix is in it. And he really is great.
Yeah.
Well, I got to side more with Corey. I agree with you on almost every point. And I might like it even a little bit better for the element of the story in that you watch it with Joaquin Phoenix' story and you're almost like, damn, he would have been better if he had stayed out of it. But when you really look at it, he couldn't have. It's like things were set in motion to where he was going to be screwed no matter what. And I dig that element of it. But I like the acting. I like the story. It's just not very memorable. This is one of those movies that's going to come on HBO 2 years from now. and you'll be halfway through it before you'll go like, oh wait, I have seen this before.
Yeah, that's exactly it, man.
So you'll be 20 seconds into it, and you'll be done and zip up, and that's it.
Boy, Eva Mendes, though, man. Yeah, do you remember the first time you saw Eva Mendes in Training Day?
First time I saw her was in Urban Legends.
I saw her in Training Day. That's the first time I remember her, and I was just like, damn, because you remember that scene when she's just walking through the house naked?
Yes.
Now, she's got that badass looking chola thing going on here.
I know,
Dude,
and you're right, man.
No, she's everything I like.
In the movie, you're right. The movie starts with her just on the couch touching herself.
Yeah, and like just gyrating and dude, Joaquin pulling her tit out, and you're like, dude, it's like it feels like a 70s porn for a minute without all the hair.
It's like a 70s porn that got interrupted by your mom or something.
I know,
Well,
right?
it's funny because his buddy starts beating on the door, and you almost have to stop yourself from going, "What? Leave me alone!
Stop! What are you doing? Oh fuck!
Yeah, no. That's funny about Robert Duvall. What you say? He's just out in the middle of the street yelling. He might as well just had a sign. My son has a wire. Don't hurt him. See Joaquin Phoenix just walking in like, damn, man. Be quiet.
Pop!"
Yeah, come on. but no, I give this a matinee.
You know what? It's so on the edge for me, but I'm going to say matinee also.
Yeah.
I said I'm lower end of matinee, but only reaches matinee because I was so impressed with Joaquin's performance. Everything else I thought was a rental.
Okay. Fair enough.
Hey, which was the action sequence that you liked so?
That's the other thing, man. This movie has so many cool action scenes in it that it feels bad that the climax was the lamest action scene in the movie.
I know, because there is a really cool one that takes place inside of an apartment. Well, inside of like the place where they're manufacturing their drugs.
Yeah.
And it's tense. But
It is.
yeah,
Yeah.
the final shootout was just kind of,
Yeah, it's almost like they went duck hunting or something. you know?
yeah. I mean, it was like the ending of an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger.
They were going for a whole heat thing, like the long chase, kind of in like a sort of like similar bland
Yeah.
surroundings, and it
Yeah.
didn't really pay off.
Nah.